judging Silicon Valley.
Now, give it up for your hosts, Ryan and Jeff. Woo!
All right, everybody, welcome back to Judging Silicon Valley. Of course, this is the show where we judge Mike Judge's show about Silicon Valley. But as we are in the season break, here comes another At the Movies special for you millions of listeners out there.
As someone pointed out, it looks like ass to mouth.
It does, ATM. You went with the acronym of ATM.
I was going with automatic teller machine, but...
Well, you know, with some of these movies, I think ass to mouth is actually appropriate because it does leave a taste.
In your mouth.
Like an asshole-ridden cock in your mouth. Actually, that's true. So, as always, I'm Ryan Cronin. With me is Jeff Reitman. Hi, Jeff. How are you? You having a good Monday?
Monday.
All right. Well, this may not even come out. I don't know when this is coming out. But joining us for this episode, very excited. We're going to talk about the movie in a moment. Joining us, friend of ours, friend of the Bay Area comedy scene and points abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Joe Nguyen. Joe.
Hey guys,
how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
I'm excited. I love Solarbabies.
Oh well, he gave it away. He gave
Am I
it
not
away.
supposed to do that?
No,
No,
that's
you
all
should.
right. That's
Okay.
all right.
We already mentioned
era.
last time.
Yeah, we're gonna jump right in. Last episode, we threatened you out there. I'm looking at you, area code 212, that we are going to actually review the 1986 post-apocalyptic roller skating movie Solarbabies, and that's exactly what we are doing. And we've done our homework here.
Let's just jump right into their budget. What was their budget?
Well, I don't have the budget.
I have it here.
He's going to try and show me up. They're both trying to show me up.
7.5 million
Was the budget.
was the budget.
That's interesting.
Now, how much was their box office?
So the box office
Negative 30.
total box office.
Worldwide, mind you.
1.5 million. So we know that the movie didn't do very, very well. I want to talk about these numbers, but Joe, again, we appreciate you having
Putting
you
up
here,
with this movie.
Putting up with this movie. So first, tell us about your day. What did you accomplish today, Joe?
I watched most of Solarbabies.
Most.
So I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. That's an achievement, right?
It is an achievement.
Yeah. All right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's it?
what your day was. So
No, I.
he was so busy that he almost finished Solarbabies. Well, what's keeping you busy? I mean, it was a beautiful day today. I mean, what was going on?
There's been a lot. Well, over the weekend I was going to watch Solarbabies, but then I ended up doing a hackathon. Did Comedy Hack Day, which was a lot of fun.
What is that exactly? I've heard about that. What is that?
That is an event where they bring comedians and developers together to make funny apps. So I pitched an idea called I'm a Huge Fan, which allows you to, let's say you're out at a party and people are talking about a movie or a band that you're not familiar with. It generates bullshit for you, talking points, so that you can jump right in the conversation. People like the idea. We made it to the final rounds, and we didn't win, but we did win a prize for best use of Intel's Mashery APIs, so I felt good about that. And that's what's been keeping me busy all weekend.
I like that. You're coming in hot here with relevant.
If you're a real
Silicon
developer,
Valley
you'd
stuff. I like
have
that.
Solarbabies on a second monitor while you were hacking.
Yeah, I didn't
True.
have a monitor with me, or else that would have been.
Because that's what you do. You got some
Yeah.
other bullshit going
Yeah.
on, and then the actual work.
So does the app give correct information about the band, or for example, like it says Nickelback was a crack team of commando fighters in World War II? Like, is it completely wrong, or I'm curious?
It's totally accurate because it pulls it. If it's a movie, it pulls it from Rotten Tomatoes API, so it'll get like the critics' consensus and their score, the aggregate score. It'll get information about the cast and the director and the year, and give you some talking points. And
Someone's going to steal this idea from our
can't.
listener base.
He already did it.
Yeah.
It's
it's
done.
live. If you
That's
go to,
so yesterday. Literally yesterday.
Go to imahugefan.herokuapp.com, since we still don't have a domain for it, and check it out.
I'm sure Hooli is very interested, so that's great. All right, all right. Well, cool stuff. So yeah, here we are. We're going to discuss Solarbabies. So we'll break it down, but we'll start. Jeff, just want to start with you because you actually remembered this movie with more clarity than I did.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the whole plot synopsis. I'm just gonna take this away from you.
Go ahead.
Keep
please.
it to a minute or less.
Let's see.
Some kids are in a really shittily named skating team
Shittily. Okay.
Shittily. It's a horrendous
adverb.
name.
All right.
And an orphanage of some sort in a desert, in a post-apocalyptic world where water's hard to come by.
Yep.
The little kid, in running away from a rollerblading match, finds a magical orb.
Makes sense.
The
Sure.
magical orb is the MacGuffin of the film, if you will. Mm-hmm. And someone steals the orb, and the kids wander into the desert, because that's what you do when you're a kid. You're like, I need the orb. Let me go in the desert and find the orb. And, of course, the bad guys steal it, and then they're like, oh, let's break into the compound and get the orb back. That's the whole movie.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
And there's a robot that tries to drill into the orb.
There is a robot.
A semi-autonomous robot with fucking cameras at the end of wires.
Yeah.
That was what I remembered as a kid, and it proved to be accurate to this day.
So rewatching it, Jeff, I want to ask Jeff and Joe as well, how did this movie make you feel upon rewatching it now again, more than 25
My
years
first
later?
lucid thought was, God, Jamie Gertz needs to eat a sandwich.
Oh, okay. So it's
My
a young
first thought
Jamie
was
Gertz.
she was pretty hot.
Yeah, but she's like twigs for legs.
True. I don't think I got to the scenes where you can see her legs.
Yeah.
So my first thought
Okay.
was, hey, this looks a lot like home, California right now.
Oh, okay. That's
no
very
water.
relevant.
Too
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Well, that
Few
actually
more years.
Yeah, Joe, and I wanted to bring this up is because I know we've always discussed the idea for a sketch.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, we always discuss geopolitical issues of the California
Well, we always
region.
do. We're very high class and highbrow, but I know this is something, and eventually maybe this will spur us to make it. It's
Oh,
called
I definitely thought about this.
the Post-Apocalyptic Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah.
Can you describe the the plot of the Post-Apocalyptic Comedy Club for the listeners, please?
From what I recall, it's basically an abandoned parking lot, and
Yes.
that's where the post-apocalyptic comedy club takes place. And a guy walks up with his son, and
Tattered clothing. Everyone's wearing tattered
of
clothing.
course. I mean, it's the future
Yeah.
and post-apocalyptic. And
Mike is not plugged in, but they have a mic and a mic stand.
there's a mic somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they make things up as they go.
They don't know what
Yeah.
to do with it. They
Yeah.
just found it in
Yeah.
the desert, right?
Yeah, and it's literally a crumbling brick wall behind the stage. Literally.
Yeah. So authentic comedy club in
Yeah.
that sense. But and then the guy and his son want to get in, but the guy doesn't have anything of value because, of course, there's no currency at this point.
No.
So he trades his son for admission, and then
In lieu of the 2-drink minimum.
yeah. Well, no,
Two-item
he
minimum,
actually
I
still
should
has
say.
the minimum. So
Yeah.
then when he sits down, and in the comedy club.
Yes.
The kid is the one who comes out to take his drink order because he's now enslaved.
Yeah. He's been
By the club.
He's been fitted with an explosive collar, like in Running
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
And then someone comes out on stage, and of course they're a hack comedian,
Like take my wife, please, but take.
but she has typhoid. You
Yeah.
know, it's like it's culturally relevant for the times. They're yeah, and then eventually people get angry. Someone from the crowd gets upset because they were told there would be clean water at the show, and that's how they got lured in.
Yeah.
And then
I was told there was going to be water. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and then they kill the comedian, and then
Eat
just
him. They gotta eat him.
They
Yeah.
probably do eat him,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they go on with their day. So that's another idea you can steal for me.
To me, that's much more exciting than the entire feature film,
What?
Solar Babies.
Yeah, but there's no
Okay.
roller skates in the
There's
in
no
the
roller
comedy
skates,
club.
and there's no weird dude in a fun house, a weird old man.
Also, no owls.
Yeah.
I liked the owl in Solar
Yeah,
Babies.
but then he gets shot
I know by the
so
asshole.
quick by the asshole. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Owl Man. Yeah.
What's the asshole's name, Ryan?
Oh, I do have that here. Hold. That's Darstar. Darstar.
No. Darstar's the owl.
Yeah,
Master.
Darstar's the
The
owl
Owlman.
guy. Who's
No. Who's the asshole who shoots him?
Oh, the
bully.
the prerequisite evil blonde
Bully,
short mullet
yeah.
bully kid
Yes.
with earring. I don't have the name again. This was something else, but it is the prerequisite
I'd have to
blonde
remember
bully.
which character it was. but-
It's not the actual actor who's in Karate Kid and just one
But
of the guys.
it could be
and Back to
interchangeable.
School.
Yeah.
It's interchangeable. He's
Same
almost
villain,
that kid.
same villain, different
He's
movie.
almost that kid. Well, you know me. I've got to get this much out here about Solar Babies. Again, as we discussed, it was an absolute bomb, and I don't think has become any kind of cult classic. What's really bizarre to me is, okay, well, who directed this weird fucking movie? His name is Alan Johnson. Now, Alan Johnson was the choreographer of most of the Mel Brooks musical scenes, right? He did the producers, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein,
that makes
History
that
of the World
whole
Part 1.
fight scene in the circular roller ring sort of
It
makes
is kind
sense.
of it's a choreographed dance, but it's also like, was this supposed to be a comedy? It really bizarre. The soundtrack with the weird calliope music that keeps happening. I don't know. Alan Johnson, also a little factoid here. He directed all of those dancing Gap commercials in the year 2000.
I remember
if you
very
those.
clearly the music. Like the underlying music, not the theme song.
Not the theme song.
Yeah.
I
Which is special.
want to talk about the theme song, but all done with a keyboard, the entire soundtrack.
But I very distinctly remembered it. And
Probably
could
a
hum it along
guitar. Let's
during
be
the-
honest. It was a guitar.
Did it drum up some emotions from childhood for you hearing
Yeah,
that soundtrack
of
again?
me going to the 99-cent video bin and renting that.
Yeah.
Yes, renting, because buying it for $5,
Yeah.
it would have been too much. I rented
So
this
was
multiple
$1.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys have your chance to get kind of your overall here. I've tried to sum it up here in just one statement. What is Solar Babies? To me, it's Xanadu, the 1980 roller skating movie with Olivia Newton-John. Xanadu meets Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome meets an episode of American Gladiators. I think I kind of nailed it. With the glowing orb that you could buy at Spencer's Gifts in the mall as the centerpiece. There's the movie. That's actually probably what the pitch was.
Well, I also like that the criminal, like the overlord asshole guy, not the blonde dude, but the
Grok.
Yeah,
Grok.
Richard Jordan.
There you
yeah,
go.
he's
From Dune.
Yeah, he's
like,
been in a lot of stuff. He's passed away. Sadly,
I just mean the
but-
character. He's very
Grok,
very
yeah.
Nazi-ish.
Oh, super Nazi. Super
he's like a Nazi, but also
in a
reminded
pleather
me.
Nazi SS uniform in this world that's constantly there's sun and no water. Yeah.
I do have another outfit comment, but go ahead.
Would you like to hear what my app that I made this weekend spits out about Solar Babies?
Oh, did you just do that? All right,
Yeah.
please read that.
Here
aloud.
are the talking points that it generates.
Oh, this is exciting. Okay.
Why are you talking about Solar Babies? When people ask me what I was doing in 1986, I wish I could forget watching that movie. Not one of the bright spots on Richard Jordan's resume, although I'm sure that greedy bastard is sleeping just fine at night.
He's dead, so yeah,
Well,
pretty sound.
The app's working
doesn't-
pretty well.
Yeah.
Though.
I mean,
that's pretty impressive.
Alan Johnson needs to go back to film school or anywhere but the director's chair.
That's fair. That's
that
fair.
app works. Wow, I
Yeah,
applaud that.
and that's because
that's pretty good.
Yeah, if it's got poor ratings, that's the kind of stuff it spits out.
This was Alan Johnson's last feature film, by the way. So I think
Well,
that
that's
that came
appropriate.
across loud and clear.
So, but
yeah.
cast wise, Richard Jordan's pretty legit. He was in a lot of films as a bad guy and
Yeah.
some other parts. Jamie Gertz, who's still acting currently.
Jamie Gertz, Jason Patrick,
Jason Patrick, and Peter DeLuise, who's on 21 Jump
21
Street.
Jump Street. He was in Stargate as well. I remember
He
him
was
from
in a bunch
Stargate.
of sci-fi stuff.
But Jamie Gertz and Jason Patrick, we have to call out. 2
And-
years later, are together in Lost Boys, which is a terrific
Lost
movie.
Boys, yeah.
They're talented, but this is definitely the school of. I remember there's an SNL sketch where it's the kids acting school camp. That's what was going on with these performances.
They
I mean,
also had the chick from Superman. I swear to God, that was the one of the bad girls from Superman.
yeah, not the one in the lab. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah.
Anyway,
But also Lucas Haas, of course, plays the little boy Daniel, who discovers Bodai, the glowing kickball.
who a lot of people don't know this. I'm on Wikipedia right now. The voice of Bodai was Samuel L. Jackson. Just going, woo!
That's true. It's true. That's absolutely true. Again, Lucas Haas, again, a talented actor. To me, his best performance was, of course, in Mars Attacks. We got to give him that. I mean, so yeah, Charles Durning is in it as the warden. It's a great actor, and again, I think, honestly, so Alan Johnson was a choreographer for these Mel Brooks movies. It had to have been that connection of how they got this cast, because this movie's a train wreck of like, well, we better
This
do
movie's
this.
amazing. Start
Continue.
to finish.
Amazing, as in...
It's like they took Waterworld. They went forward in time, found out what Waterworld was
There
about.
you go with your future references of time travel.
Brought
All right.
it back.
Okay.
And we're like, you know what this needs? Less Kevin Costner. And they were right. needed less Kevin Costner.
More roller skates.
Well, I think roller skates and Kevin Costner are kind of synonymous.
Yeah, the roller skates just happened because they're like, what mode of transit would kids be able to get and would make sense in the desert? And they're like, roller skates.
Yeah, it's nice how there's just paved roads throughout the deserts
wasteland.
that are roller skate friendly.
Yeah. Escape into the caves. The caves are completely paved. Looks like a lot of fun,
smooth.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But also, so it's this kind of future orphanage, right? And Charles Durning, unbelievable, runs the orphanage. Jeff, you'll appreciate this because this came up in our conversation about Hackers, that the hangout at Hackers is the same hangout of the kids in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. Which is also the same hangout of these kids in Solar Babies.
You mean the Foot Clan? Like those kids?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
it's
man,
all
that's
the same.
best.
But where they are in time, in Solar Babies, this is what happens in post-apocalyptic.
After the Foot Clan abandon it.
Yeah,
when there's
that's
no
where
more
they
video
are.
games.
And,
Yeah.
and Hackers was in between. It's all the same set. It's
Before I
unbelievable.
forget, I wanted to point out the outfit thing. You're mentioning the Nazi outfit.
Yeah.
So at one point, they're in the tire factory town. I don't know if you got to that part, Joe, where they're milling tires for water.
Yeah.
And
Definitely Beyond the Thunderdome happening there, yeah.
One of the kids, Jason, I think it is, sees their faces on the bounty board, and he's like, "Oh shit!" and he kind of hides, right?
Which are all CRT TVs. This is a post-apocalyptic world of CRT TV screens.
But the first thing they show after that is them taking off all their like disguise clothes of this like Mad Max kind of clothing
With
and
rice picker hats. They're
being
all
in their
wearing rice
bright
picker hats.
blue purple shirts in the middle of a town of people dressed in basically fucking sandcrawler gear.
Yes.
Like Jawa gear,
Asking,
right?
I was told there was going to be water. They're all dressed like that dad and son. Yeah.
But they're in blue, right? And it's like I don't even need to try hard.
Yeah.
And then they don't even mention the bounty at all, other than those two fucking creepy guys. But
Yeah, and there's some characters with English accents, Australian accents, American accents. I'm not quite sure where we are in the year 41 when this is set.
I did
That
notice.
actually makes it more believable.
You may not have stuck around through the credits,
Yeah.
but it was all filmed in Spain.
Yeah, but is that it was filmed there? But is that where the E Protectorate is? Like, I don't understand.
Everyone knows the Foot Clan was based out of Spain.
Spain.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh God, if I knew my Spanish for foot, I'd say that is pied. No, that's French.
I don't remember.
No.
All right.
Use the internet.
Yeah, the CRT TV screen. So I guess part of this in this orphanage is they're being indoctrinated into this police force, and apparently the way they indoctrinate is they all go into a room
And skate.
It's an all skate, and there's
Open skate. Open
join
Open
the
skate.
police. And this wall of the police doing jazzercise on the CRT TVs. This is how you're indoctrinated. I don't know what. There's nothing I can even say
So
about
I
that.
would have punched another student if that's what was going on the TVs, because they were like hitting people with rifles. And
That's their class.
I think that's pretty effective, though. I mean, like, I remember being a kid and going to roller rinks, just skating in circles. You could have put anything on those walls, and I would have been. You could put all the
You would
subliminal
join the
messages you want to, man.
E-Protectorate?
I would have. Yeah, they could have gotten me real early if they.
if they tried, but no one had that great idea until
know.
post-apocalypse.
Exactly.
What was that word?
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about Bodai, the glowing orb. All right, when
Adorable.
The adorable glowing orb that makes the adorable sounds and can fly around.
There's so many logic flaws in this movie.
There definitely is, but
Yeah, that's your issue.
yeah.
Well, no. So this thing is like
Well,
all powerful,
Yeah.
right? At
Yeah.
the end of the movie, which you didn't see, he kind of disapparates or whatever. He
What's that word?
becomes ethereal.
there he goes. Sure.
And surrounds them and flows between them.
Magic glowing
Meanwhile,
dust.
he's
Yeah.
stuck in a little puddle of water in a cave when they find him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm just chilling here.
In the mine
Maybe
ride
Bodai is
from
lazy.
Temple of Doom, like how long has that mine ride been there? This is the year 41. I don't even understand.
It's like a genie, you know. You got to find the lamp.
And you got to rub it the
You
right
got to
way.
rub it the right way, you know. Otherwise, it's just
Christina Aguilera was right.
they're fucking lazy,
Yeah.
you know. Same thing.
Maybe that orb is the essence of Christina Aguilera.
Well, there's one thing to take note here. Again, it's the year
Same
41, so I don't know how far in the future this is, but
It's actually about 1980 years in the past. But.
Okay, well, that's true. That's true. But what I can tell you is apparently we're never going to be in a post-racial society because when Rabbit, the black kid, meets Bodai, he does a Harlem Globetrotter spin, basketball spin, break dances, and beatboxes. Terribly. So I don't know. Again, I
was like, he should be better at this.
Do we forgive it for that? He should be better at this.
He
really was
should.
pretty bad at it. He was.
I was disappointed by that.
Were you offended culturally? Like, these are my people?
Fair question.
Yeah, wouldn't Bodai be able to make him do all that stuff better?
Better, you would think, if he can make it rain inside.
But maybe Bodai is racist.
Maybe Bodai is racist.
I'm going to make this guy look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And that's racism from space.
Well, when we're talking about...
We don't know where Bodai's from. They don't really touch upon it.
Yeah, there's a quick, beginning prologue speech. I think it's Charles Durning speaking of like...
Yeah.
It's insane. If you can pull it, if someone has uploaded that, that's insane. That's insane. So he's going to look it up. So in the meantime, I have to call this out as, again, this is a post-apocalyptic world. A lot of people don't have clothing or food or even water. But I'll tell you one thing. The future does look bright because all of the Doberman pinchers have headlights strapped to their head. So, why do the dogs have headlights strapped to their head? I don't understand.
Well, why do
like
why
sharks
do the skates
with laser
have
beams?
lights? The skates have lights.
That at least because you're a human and you can skate in the dark. Why would the dog need?
Yeah, but if you're on skates, you need to look further than 1 foot in front of your feet.
Yeah, why do those two motorcycles just drive off a cliff? They're like, hey, there's a hole there. Yeah,
I did, and one of the guys falls to his death. I did count here. The Solarbabies, the kids skate team, kill 17 people in the movie, and they're like high-fiving about it. Like, this is terrible.
Yeah,
they killed 17 people,
especially
with their own hands
in the
this
lab.
Explains where Jeff's personality was formed.
There's another great thing, which again you missed, is they hit the robot's arm or eye off, and they're standing right next to the robot. Yeah. And the one kid looks at Jason. He goes, "Jason, the whip!" And they spin around real quick and hit it with the bat.
They use the roller derby whip twice as their special weapon. First to jump the bridge, and then second to destroy the indestructible robot.
The jumping the bridge one was stupid because
the indestructible robot. Yeah.
So the jumping the bridge thing, they lock arms.
They five-way
spin around, and then they give each other enough momentum, I guess, to.
Get one of them across.
Some
one of them across.
Do that, yeah.
Right. So then they all do it, and then the last guy is there, and all he does is he just goes back further, skates fast enough to also jump the bridge, and it's like, why didn't all of you just do that? It would have been so much faster. But, there's no style to that. So.
There's no style to it. It's a lot more exciting when it's the whip.
The whip.
We're talking about the giant robot. Any thoughts here? I don't know, Joe, if you saw this, but any thoughts of when the neo-Nazis, when they catch you and they want information, they have this special machine that makes you think that you're either covered in ants or your flesh is melting. That's some great technology. Again,
because you don't actually have to torture anyone.
Yeah.
You just make them
like
think
waterboarding. We think you're drowning, but you're not.
Which, again, that means that
but there's no actual harm.
Yeah, they never torture you, yet the Solarbabies, again, murdered 16 people, 17 including Grok. But they never even torture you. They make you think. I don't know. Is that just the 80s mentality? I think
that's the American way.
It is the American way.
We're the good guys.
It is the American
way. Get ready to die.
I can cut in this if you have this.
What's that?
I can edit it in
the actual speech.
Oh, okay, good.
I can edit in the speech, but it is amazing.
The Charles Durning
truly
speech.
amazing.
I still want to listen to it, though. Hold on.
There we go.
Wait.
Just do yours.
Put it closer.
Here we go.
We live in the new time. The year is 41, and the Protectorate controls all the water on Earth, and therefore, all life. I am the warden of Orphanage 43, one of the many orphanages that border the wasteland. Children are brought here at an early age to be indoctrinated, to serve the system.
To do jazzercise.
It hurts me to do what I do.
All skate.
But I, too, must serve the system. Sometimes in my dreams,
Well, so I just want to point
see
out
the
this
earth
is already
as it
going
was
close to a
before.
minute,
Green with flowing rivers.
and there's just pictures of
mighty
deserts.
oceans. Can it ever be like that again?
But we don't know.
There is a legend, a tale told by the Chicanis, that speaks of a visitor that came from the heavens. The people called it Bodai.
Bodai.
The legend says that it has come to Earth.
Bodai is
to
like a
free the
hippie's
waters
dog that
once
wears a
again.
bandana. Come on, Bodai.
This legend
Get in
true?
the car.
Come on, Bodai.
Who knows?
Bodai, grab the bee, baby.
And that is how all
That's
great
it.
speeches end.
That's it. You know,
Who
that's
knows?
one of the best monologues I think ever.
Classic, for sure.
Yeah, there it is. So what is it? Jodicati? Is that
Jacati.
Jacati. So the Jacati are the people that live in the old haunted house.
Yeah, but they're also ancient relatives. Are like their ancient relatives was the Ducati family.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
And their Ducati actually manufacture the motorbikes for the e-police.
Got it.
But there are free Ducati that happen to own a fun house in the desert.
A fun house in the desert, yeah. And by the way, so you know that they are these desert people. All the men have side ponytails. Just want to bring that out. That was the decision.
It also had a nice side leg action in the one scene. There was a nice
Yeah, you have one pant
I may
leg
have
and you
missed
have a
that
side
scene.
ponytail. That's how you know that you're a.
That's right when the owl got
Jacati.
shot. Right before the owl got
Oh,
shot.
okay.
So
Well,
you
then
did
I
see
just
it.
blocked it out of my mind
Yeah.
permanently.
The shot where you see his leg the most is the scene right where he stands up and he's like, "Oh my God, bad people," and then gets shot in the chest.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I remember a lot about this movie.
There you go.
because
I know you do.
fucking
It's
watched the whole
it's
thing.
incredible.
It's like you really
It's
know a lot
incredible.
about that scene where they show the side leg.
Oh, I rewound. I'm not gonna lie.
The male side leg.
Is it like really muscular and shit?
Yeah.
I was like, "This is some Cinemax shit."
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at my legs in the mirror, like, damn, it's really nice legs.
Also, this
Things
is,
that have never been said about Joe Nguyen.
Whoa. All right.
Hair, yes.
And,
I'll give
and
you hair.
If I had enough hair for a side ponytail, I would do that too.
I think so. I think we'd all look good with side ponytails. I think we should bring that back. I think.
What else we want to talk about? Put
Well,
this-
I just want to point this out here. So this is this world without water. I understand that, but they have to be thirsty all the time.
sure.
No one ever takes a drink of water in the movie.
Yeah,
that
I was
just
wondering-
bothered
I was
me.
wondering
They
about
do.
that.
No. Daniel, the
Daniel-
boy, he tries to. It's the one scene, and he gets a drop. That's the one. Like, wouldn't you think they're always thirsty?
Well, and
They're skating around and sweating the
In the
entire movie
desert.
in the desert, and they never
I
drink any
swear
water.
people at the tire factory were shown drinking. Maybe not the main actors, but I think a couple people from the tire factory.
All right. Well, guess what? I'm never going to watch this again, so I'll just take your word for it. All right.
I will.
All right.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna finish it.
Well, here's what I would
should.
ask, Jeff, is maybe here we're doing good here. Is maybe again, how many snack dicks? We have a rating system here. Snack dicks is going back to the Judging Silicon Valley. So again, how many that you're rating there? That would be thumbs or
Snack dicks.
Snack dicks, buckets of popcorn,
And there's not only is a snack dick, it's a two-dimensional scale of
Yeah.
flaccidity of the snack dick.
yeah. So
Can
how
you- can you
how
give me a
hard-
visual?
how-
Can you
how
draw
hard
this
to
for me?
firm,
No,
how hard
just
to firm.
make it up. But you can use flaccid snack dicks, erect snack dicks, whatever you want.
Well, Jeff, you can launch us there, and then also, of course, we need mean jerk time. We're doing that for every movie. Now that
Sure.
means, of course, how far into the movie did you either get bored or excited enough to masturbate? Okay, so we're looking for
Or think you'd rather masturbate
or think you'd
than
ra-
finish the
You
movie.
don't have to actually masturbate, but come on, be a man. So again,
I'll start.
How many snack dicks and mean jerk time?
I will
for-
give this 4 out of 5 snack dicks.
Whoa, so that's
And-
good.
Semi-hard snack dicks. And mean jerk time was whenever that guy showed his leg. It was about 40 minutes.
All right. So
and that was
the leader
was
of the Jacati.
a pleasure
Yeah.
mean jerk time, not a sadness mean jerk time.
Yeah.
I give the movie, based on the 50 minutes that I watched, 2.5 flaccid snack dicks.
2.5. A half a snack dick.
Well, just because,
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, and my mean jerk time is about 20 seconds because the intro title sequence is so long. And eventually I was like, I don't fucking care.
Well, so what you didn't mention here is before that whole monologue happened,
Yeah.
there's credits
Yeah, for
with
like
music.
at least a minute,
Yeah,
and it's
black
terrible
screen.
music.
Yeah.
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 Like we said, it's all just shitty keyboards, and it's
Well,
pretty
the
terrible. But then,
theme has actual vocals too. It's so bad. Anyway,
anyway,
talk about that.
so it is
20-second Mean Jerk time.
Yeah.
That's early.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
early.
well, it was. I mean, I got pretty bored.
Yeah. Well, I'd go with that as far as my rating here of Solarbabies, the 1986 hit film. I'm going to give it one shriveled, dry, thirsty snack dick laying in the sand.
It's good, descriptive.
Laying in the sand. And as far as Mean Jerk time, it would be the first appearance of Bodai, because when I see a glowing ball, I got a jacket. So there you go.
That's sad,
There
actually.
you go. It is pretty sad. I know.
Because you can't see dogs with day-glow nudicles and not jerk it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Are
sad.
nudicles the replacement ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so gross. That's so terrible. No, Jeff, you did bring this up. I think we have to note this, that the theme song of this movie, and there's trivia behind this too. The theme song of this movie is sung by whom, Jeff?
I don't even know, but it reminds me of "It's Gotta Be a Better Day" or whatever from fucking Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, it's good. That's good. This is mind blowing. It was recorded by Smokey Robinson, Motown legend
What?
Smokey Robinson, and the song itself. Again, I can cite my sources here. You look this up. The song itself is actually a very pro-Christian Jesus song. It was recorded on a new record label. The sales were so terrible, the record label folded due to this song attached as the theme for Solarbabies.
Wow.
Solarbabies crushed an actual recording.
Solarbabies killed Smokey Robinson.
Maybe it was.
Well,
it was probably. He was probably looking for salvation while he was watching the movie. He's like, "Someone save me from this pile of shit." Jesus. Yes. And that's how the song came about.
Yeah. Well, that was while he was watching the dailies of this. He had a gun in his mouth and was singing "Tears of the Clown" around the barrel of the gun. And that's how he was inspired. Okay, Jesus Christ.
That's how I recommend everyone watch this movie.
with a gun in their
Gun
mouth.
in your mouth.
Unloaded. Please don't load it.
Loaded.
Oh yeah.
We don't-
The only way to watch Solarbabies is playing Russian roulette.
No, it's not Russian roulette. It's like,
fully loaded.
what will you do to end this? What percent of people do you think would pull the trigger before the end of the movie?
See, I think you
I
have
think
to
it's
watch this movie.
At least 5% of
Yeah.
people.
I think this movie's special.
That's
And it's a one of a kind.
Well, okay. So
Would you agree with that?
I do.
I agree with
I
that,
watched it
yeah.
stone cold sober in the middle of the day. I maybe with a group of people at midnight, stoned or drunk, it could be fun.
Here
It
might
could
be the
fun.
difference. I had a rum and coke.
Okay.
I was having a good
You
time.
changed yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
You mean when you were a kid?
When a kid, my judgment was a little off from the rum and coke. Yeah.
In 1986, Jeff Reitman was a 40-year-old pirate. Yar. Okay, Joe. Any closing thoughts about Solarbabies? We're about to play the Scrum Masters Quiz Movie Edition, but any closing thoughts on this film?
I like the sport that they make up. The terrible cross between lacrosse and roller hockey.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Palenque or whatever that is.
I don't
the
know.
Aztec game where you put the head through the hole.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe you.
I don't think it ever has a name, and that's also strange. Of why is that game so important to
To that society. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really important. It's like there is a drought. There's no water.
But we
And,
need you
like,
to exert a lot of
it's
physical
really
effort.
important.
But there's never even a
Even-
scene where people are watching it. Like, it doesn't
no, it's all
really
done like
strange.
they're supposed to sneak off at night and play,
But
and
it's
play
so
this game.
important.
It's
Yeah.
it's secret, but everyone knows about it. And
Well, even the warden's like, that's why they want you to go off the campus, because there's no rules.
Yeah.
But here we have rules. We have well-defined.
This game,
Anyway.
I don't know. Also, Daniel is clearly carrying a boomerang in his backpack the whole movie.
It
Never
doesn't
uses
use-
it.
yeah.
Never uses it. Kind of. Is that on
oh,
the
that's a
cutting room
boomerang.
floor?
I thought it was like a miniature, like stick, hockey stick.
It's a very erect
Collapsible.
snack dick.
It could be.
Yeah.
Well, but because they have baskets on there. So I don't know what the hell it was, but all right. Okay, guys. So there you go. There's Solarbabies. Here we go. We're going to play the Scrum Masters Quiz Movie Edition. This is Solarbabies 1986. Okay, as we know, I've got three
Solar
questions here. The dumber the
babies.
answer, the better. Nearest to numbers wins. Are you ready?
Is there a prize?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's
You
a
get to
prize.
leave.
There will be water. There will be water. Okay, here we go, gentlemen. All
right.
Joe, we'll start with you, then Jeff, and then I'll give you the real answer here. All right. Question number 1. So as we know, this is about a post-apocalyptic world where they're all using roller skates. My question is, when were inline or rollerblade skates actually invented? When were rollerblade or inline skates invented? Joe, what do you think on that?
Probably the first time someone ran out of money for an ice hockey rink.
Okay. What year are we thinking?
When was
Far in
Canada
the
founded?
Far in the future. When the drought happens?
When their water's controlled, so it's too expensive to build an ice hockey rink. You need another way of getting around. I mean, they don't use it; they still just use the classics.
So they're actually an invention from the future that were brought back to us. I like that.
So I have 2 answers.
I think it makes sense.
The year 40.
Year 40.
And these kids couldn't afford them because they're orphans.
Because this is year 40.
They're orphans. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
These are, by the way, very well-adjusted orphans.
Yeah, they seem pretty chill. They're not.
Yeah.
They never bemoan being an orphan, except for Jamie, who finds her dad.
Peter DeLuise
Spoiler
is
alert.
29 years old, so I don't know. It's a
It's
full-grown
fair.
man. Jason Patrick is a full-grown man. I'm an orphan, sir. Okay.
Okay, so 40. You're 40.
You're 40. I like that.
And then in our time continuum, I'm going to say 1992.
1992. So you're really going for it here. The actual
I think I had
rollerblades.
rollerblades before that.
Really?
So I would say
80?
late 80s, 87. That's my
Okay.
guess.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well, some people say, I like all of these guesses, by the way. Some people say the actual inline skate design was patented, U.S. patent issued in 1953.
Jesus.
It was not actually introduced to the market under the name rollerblade until 1987. Wow, he nailed
Joe.
it. Joe just nailed it. That's what some people
So-
think. But the actual answer, this again is going with Jeff. You kind of beat me to it. The actual answer I was going with is the year 42. So you're
see?
pretty good. I'm going to give you both a point on that. That's incredible. There's actual points on the board. Wow. Getting hot and heavy. Okay. Question number 2 here is Scrum Master's quiz. As we know, this is a post-apocalyptic film.
Yeah.
What was the name of the first, it's widely agreed upon, the first movie set in a post-apocalypse landscape?
The
It's an
name?
actual film. I want the name and the year for bonus points.
I'm going to have to say, what's the name of that movie? On the Waterfront?
On the Waterfront with
Yeah.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Set in a contemporary New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first post-apocalyptic movie.
Well, how so?
Because Marlon Brando was in it, and it was black and white, which clearly, like, they forgot how to do color. And what,
So in your mind, the whole universe, they were actually black and white, like Pleasantville?
yeah.
Because that's what happens in the post.
Yeah.
All colored leaves.
Well, when the volcano goes off and covers the sun, everything's just like gray, right?
Gray,
So,
yeah.
I'm sticking with that.
Okay, so it'd be, I believe, early 50s, 52. Okay,
It's an old-ass movie.
We'll take that. Joe, what do you think? What was the name of the first widely agreed upon post-apocalyptic movie, and bonus points for the year?
I'm not so sure about the name, but the year would probably be late 30s. I'm going to go with 1939, Nazi propaganda movies when they've gotten rid of all the Jews, because once you get rid of our people, that's the apocalypse.
Jeff, any thoughts on Joe's statement?
I don't think it's the apocalypse.
I had to.
I mean, there's less bankers and stuff, but
What are you going to do without loan sharks?
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Got you there.
I couldn't cash my check at Cash for Gold.
Got you there. Cash for Gold is run by the Zionist state. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, those are the guesses. Again, either Joe's been cheating or he's really on point with these dates. Okay. The year was some people say the year was 1936. The name of the film was Things to Come. It was based on an H.G. Wells story called The Shape of Things to Come. This is about a post-apocalyptic London after the use of chemical warfare. Some people think that. But, of course, the answer is Spice World 1999. Okay. There you go. I'm sorry. No points on there.
Isn't amazing? That's next on the list now.
We're all tied to Spice World. Why does this keep happening? All right. Fine. Fine. We're getting so far away from tech-related movies.
There's tech in Spice World.
Yeah,
they're on a bus.
They're on a bus. That's technology. Okay, so we are tied up. So this one's for all the marbles. Number 3 is always the curveball question. This is similar to a question I asked about hackers. So as we've discussed, this movie, Solar Babies, was released in 1986.
I do want to mention quickly, Solar Babies is on Amazon. So if you really...
$2.99 rental, but
don't pay for it.
Yeah.
I downloaded a torrent. And
but I just want to say,
that, I feel ripped
unlike the net, it is actually available.
I know.
On
we got to figure out how we're going to get the net. But
anyway, carry
on. So again, Solar Babies released in 1986. It was actually released Thanksgiving weekend that year, November of 1986. There was only one other film that was released. That's a big
November
weekend.
86.
Particularly Thanksgiving weekend. Okay, there was only one other film. This was a blockbuster film. So as we mentioned,
Die Hard.
1986. No. So again, what I'm looking for is the name of the other movie. There were only 2 movies released that weekend. And again, I'll help you out with this much. Solar Babies in total globally took $1.5 million, cost $7.5 to make. That weekend, it made $700,000. So I'm going to ask you the name of the blockbuster film that came out that weekend and closest to its box office take. Is super bonus points. There you go.
So its box office take, $50 million.
That weekend? No.
Movie was Gremlins. And it was, it was the second Gremlins movie.
The new batch?
Hold on. Gremlins with a Vengeance.
Gremlins. Oh, so
they followed the Die Hard model.
I see.
Yeah.
What does John McClane do in Gremlins with a Vengeance?
He just shoots Mogwai over and over again.
He does.
Until
he keeps saying yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
and he keeps spawning gremlins. But John McClane's a cop. He's not a smart guy. So he constantly thinks that shooting Mogwai is killing things when it's actually spawning more gremlins and adding to the problem.
I didn't know if you shot a Mogwai. So they explode into like...
the shrapnel is just more gremlins. Yeah.
I see. I missed that movie. That's weird. I should probably look that
Dude,
up.
it was so much better than Solar Babies.
Awesome.
That's a full 5 snack dicks.
That does. Wow. I mean, that sounds great. Sounds great. Joe, what do you think? What was that movie released that Thanksgiving of '86?
Well, I mean, Solar Babies had the side leg, but I'm going to guess a movie that had a lot more male anatomy showing, and that's Top Gun.
Top Gun. All right. Okay.
Barbarella.
I like that. We're all over the map.
That should be on our list, actually.
So Top Gun. But for the bonus points, though, I'm just curious how close you get here. How much money did Top Gun make? If you're close to the actual figure, I'm going to give it to you. But what are we going for here? That weekend, Top Gun, what did it make?
$20 million.
$20 million. All right. Okay. So Jeff went with $50 million with Gremlins with a
Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2 with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
And Joe's going with Top Gun with $20 million, $50 million.
I don't know what a reasonable opening weekend figure would be.
I don't know.
For 86? Yeah, it's...
Well, here we go. So some people say that it was Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, the one with the whales, and it made $16 million.
I was probably
weekend.
one of those people.
So 2 theaters, Star Trek IV, 16 million, Solar Babies, $700,000.
16 or 60?
16, 1-6.
Yeah, let me point out,
At least
Star
my
Trek
route was
Star
close.
Trek 4 poster has a picture of Kirk and Spock and the Golden Gate Bridge on it.
Yes.
And Bodai.
Solar Babies poster has a lot of purple and like a streak of color and some silhouettes. Which movie are you going to go see?
Or maybe they're hoping if it was it would confuse people because it's you could argue that they're similar posters, kind of.
You walk into the wrong theater and you're like, I love this music. This is typical Star Trek music, and you just sit through the whole thing.
Well, there you go. Again, some people say that, but of course, where was I? I was back in the theater seeing the movie that was released actually earlier that year in July. I was in watching Big Trouble in Little China.
A far better movie.
Far better movie than all of those. Okay, well, there you go. There's Scrum Master's quiz.
Before we end,
Solarbabies, yes.
Ideas for next movie, Joe. Do you have any?
Yeah, help us out here. I don't want to watch Spice World.
I would love terrible movies.
Oh, I think Spice World is a good one.
I agree.
So it has to be technology related?
Because I can argue there's tech in every fucking movie. I would take Barbarella. Barbarella might be a fantastic one.
Yeah, Split Second with Rutger Hauer.
You can't find that fucking thing.
What about Three Ninjas?
Okay.
Okay, that's hard
That
to
has
argue.
Egg
There's
Shen in it from Big Trouble in Little
Second.
China, yeah.
Okay, Three Ninjas is a decent suggestion.
Yeah.
But we need a movie we can pick apart. Three Ninjas is good. That was the problem with The Social Network. It wasn't bad enough.
Yeah.
I think the worst movie I remember seeing as a kid was I think it was called Mr. Belvedere. Or was that a show?
That was a show.
No, it was. I think it was the same dude.
Ryan knows the song.
We could just watch the box
No,
set.
it was.
Streaks on the China.
Yes,
Never met her before. Who cares? Rock and walk the door.
It was a B movie. That's why I thought Mr. Bell. It might have been called like "Don't Blame the Butler" or something like that. Like it was some like really awful movie, and I cannot remember. Oh, I'm so angry right now that I can't think of it.
That's all right.
It made me so angry.
You can
and I was
tweet
a
us.
kid. I would love to watch every movie, and this was the one where I was
Don't
like,
blame the butler. It sounds like a really creepy party game that your babysitter made you play. Shh! Don't blame the butler.
Don't blame.
Why are my pants down? Shh!
We don't
blame the
talk
butler.
about the butler.
Don't blame the butler. He's looking. Use your app. What's going on here? Come on.
Well, the app
Don't
isn't good at
blame
like
the butler.
name that movie
Does
that I don't
not
remember.
compute.
"Blame it on the Butler."
Blame it on the butler.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
There you go.
You just beat Ryan, the movie trivia guy.
And that infuriates me. Blame it on the butler.
Who was in it?
No, hold on. Actually, that might not be the name.
Okay.
Of the movie.
Well, whatever.
This is great listening. You're listening to us watch.
wrap it
I
up.
apologize.
Yeah.
Wrap
I
it
don't
up,
know
Ryan.
anything.
Huh?
Wrap it up.
Wrapping it up. Okay, so again, thank you so much here. That was our Solarbabies episode. We want to thank our guest, Joe Nguyen. Joe, for the millions of listeners out there, if you could, where can they find you, follow you, bother you? What's your home address, etc.?
Well, online, I'm at VietJew. That is my handle for everything. So Twitter at VietJew, vietjew.com, Facebook.com/VietJew. And locally, you can see me with this asshole at Murphy's Pub pretty much every Thursday.
That's right. And he was referring... probably both of us is this asshole. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
We'll
I
leave it
just
at
don't
that.
go to Murphy's.
That's right. That's right.
below
Jeff,
me.
Jeff doesn't leave the house. So you can follow us, of course, as you know. Otherwise, how the fuck did you find this podcast? At Judging SV or at our Facebook page, Judging Silicon Valley. Please, either through Twitter or on Facebook, go ahead. Let us know what ridiculous movies. We're just going to open it up now. The more ridiculous, the better. That's fine. I, of course, am still Ryan Cronin. Jeff, any parting words for the people out there?
Bye.
There you go. Stay compressed. Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Bye. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.